We got Matt Gaetz flips the script on the Middle East diplomacy.
A regime change habit with Iraq.
All right, here we go.
Or Libya or Syria, it seems. They need another fix. But Matt, this isn't a regime change war. It's about Iran's nuclear program. I wish that were true, but it's not. Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene opined that maybe Netanyahu is so feisty about regime change in Iran because he was facing regime change in Israel.
It's not being reported enough that on Thursday, they held a vote in the Knesset, and it was only by 2 votes that Netanyahu won. If he had lost, they would have had another election in Israel, and the polling shows that he would lose if an election were to occur today. That vote happened last Thursday. And then Friday, Israel attacked Iran. That's why the bombs are falling.
So wait, are they saying that, like, okay, hold on. Are they saying that every time this guy loses in the polls, he just freaking attacks someone? But wait, isn't that actually kind of true? I don't know. Like, I feel like I heard this before. I feel like I've heard this before.
And it seems very political.
Here's how you know this isn't about Iran's nuclear program. We aren't taking these steps to force denuclearization where the threat is...
Dude, this guy kind of looks like Chaos Shield's avatar, doesn't he? If you gave him like an afro.
Higher, and the leaders are even crazier. Take North Korea. North Korea's nuclear program is a far greater threat to the United States than Iran's. It is not even close. I know, I've had the briefings. I was on the House Armed Services Committee.
Yeah, the potion seller. Doesn't he look like the potion seller? Like if you gave him like an afro.
For 8 years. Iran has neither the bomb, the delivery system, nor the re-entry vehicle that you would need for any intercontinental ballistic missile to launch and re-enter orbit. North Korea has all 3. North Korea could launch a nuclear weapon at mainland United States today. And we've probably got the ability to knock it out of the sky, but Iran can't even get their bird in the air. Iran's death to America chant isn't really my bag, obviously, but Kim in the Hermit Kingdom points to U.S. cities like Los Angeles and San Diego and Seattle on maps, and he openly discusses wiping off major U.S. population centers from existence. Of course, we aren't looking to drop 100 bunker busters in the mountains of North Korea.
But he's friends now. He's friends with Trump, so... So they're fine
President Trump took other brilliant diplomatic steps to constrain North Korea's hostilities. The same could be done with Iran. But Matt, Iran has kicked out IAEA inspectors. There could be portions of their nuclear program that are secret, a nuclear secret in the Middle East. How about it? If the world is interested in a secret nuclear program in the Middle East, there is a country that won't allow any international inspectors. Israel. Israel has a nuclear weapon. Did you know that? I do. They allow no inspections. They are fully secretive and clandestine about it, and the Americans are fully aware. You know what? I don't even blame Israel for this. If they want to develop a nuclear weapon, if they had the blessing to do so secretly, I'm not in judgment of that. But to drag the world into a regime change war over secret nuclear weapons when you have secret nuclear weapons is a bit hypocritical. President Trump is the kind of guy who never gives up on a deal. Throughout his life, he's probably made deals and made lots of money on them, even when others walked away.
Okay, so like I guess that is fair. That is like pretty hypocritical, but like I think like the point that they're trying to make though is that like, okay, hold on, I need to think about this. This is complicated. I'm assuming they're gonna say that, well, Iran is more dangerous. They're like crazier, so they shouldn't have a nuclear weapon. And then like, who cares if Israel has one, right? I guess that's like gonna be their. I'm just trying to think of like what the opposition would say. Because I don't think Israel would outright do anything like... Never mind, I take that back. I was going to say, Israel wouldn't attack us. And then I was like, wait a minute.
Or didn't see value in a transaction. So here's the deal. How about Iran and Israel both give up their secret nuclear weapon programs? If Trump got that deal, he wouldn't only get the Nobel Peace Prize, they'd probably name it the Trump Peace Prize forevermore. And it's not that crazy to think about Israel denuclearizing. Look at the model in South Africa. South Africa denuclearized right before they stopped being an apartheid state. Prominent voices in Israel and America have called for Trump to recognize Israel's sovereignty over Judea and Samaria, which some people call the West Bank. If that happens...
You know, I've always thought about this, though. Like, I've always thought about this. Like, it's kind of... So, like, I understand why we do it. Like, I definitely understand. like for our safety, like if you're America first, I totally understand why you would do this. But isn't it kind of like fucked up to be like, all right, listen, you smaller country, yeah, you're not allowed to like develop any nuclear power or any sort of nuclear weapons. You can't do that. And then like meanwhile we're sitting on a throne of like thousands of nukes. Am I the one that finds that to be like a little bit hilarious? But like I get it though. Like I understand why we do it. But like and honestly, like I mean, like I'm glad to be in that position. But it's kind of crazy, isn't it? Like it's wild. It's like, yeah, you don't get to make one. Like, you don't ever get to make one. Like you want to join like, you want to join the big boy club and have nuclear weapons. Well, too fucking bad, right? But like, it's bad. It's very bad for you to have nuclear weapons, but we have a lot. You want to see our nukes? Like, it's actually, Julio's would be fine with denuclearizing both. I don't think I would actually. And like, I know this is kind of fucked up, but like, to be honest, like I'm kind of, I need to think about this. This one. Yeah, I just feel personally safer. I feel personally safer that we have them and no one else does. 100%.
Israel will have to let the 5 to 6 million people who live there vote. And they don't want to do that. I'm not calling Israel an apartheid state. Right now, I don't think they are. But if they are ruling the West Bank, as the neocons would suggest, then the South Africa model for denuclearization is not totally off base. There's a certain bravado at the beginning of a Middle East regime change war. Mm-hmm. There's enthusiasm, bold predictions of swift victory, and usually a total misunderstanding of what happened.
I'm just like thinking about it. It's like so fucked up. It's like you're not allowed to have a nuke, and we're gonna fucking send people to your country and to like police you and basically like make sure you don't have any nukes. You're not gonna be a little bad. You're not gonna be a little bad boy. We're gonna like make sure, we're gonna send the adults in to make sure you're not acting up. And it's like, meanwhile, we have all the nukes. It just seems like hilarious to me. And I'm the only one that thinks that's funny. Like, it's funny. It's like we're just basically being like, like, fuck you guys, who cares? Like, get bullied, I guess. Like,
happens next. And the leading voice championing regime change wars for decades has been Fox News.
Trip Like I Do says it's unfair. That's how I like my survival fights. That's exactly how I feel too. It's like, I don't want any sort of defensive fight to be fair at all. Like if I get attacked, like if somebody attacks me with a knife, I'd use a tank to take them out, like personally.
We must do the right thing. Saddam is evil and a threat to the world. He must go. We should have just taken 1441 and rammed it down Saddam's throat. It is dangerous to allow an evil dictator to remain in power. Now, if you want a chance that Saddam would never use those deadly weapons, that is your right in a free society, and I respect that right. But I don't want to chance that. Saddam Hussein is the largest army in the Middle East, all right? He has developed these weapons for no purpose. He doesn't need them defensively, all right? He doesn't need them at all. He's used them, as you know, all right? And he's invaded 2 other countries. But this isn't enough for you to have him removed. I think you're dead wrong. I don't think that there's any reason on this earth that man should remain in power. In the end, Saddam will be removed from power, and the world will be a better place.
Tragically, we will lose American lives, but it will be brief. We're going to find out massive evidence of weapons of mass destruction.
I am confident that all those things that you predict are going to come true, and a lot of people that have been laying out the case against us are going to be very embarrassed.
The Iraqi regime did not and has not disarmed. Saddam Hussein is deemed by the White House a threat to American national security, a brutal, murderous dictator, and a menace to the world. It is the hope of the administration and the goal of the war planners that disarmament and regime change be accomplished as swiftly as practical. Some number of our sons and daughters, our brothers and sisters, will give their lives for the cause of freedom.
Things that we haven't seen in the past, very accurate weapons, very lethal. The Moab is a daisy cutter on steroids, and Iraq is not prepared for what's going to be thrown at them.
Oh, Iraq wasn't prepared. Daisy cutter? This is how easily the so-called foreign policy experts believed we would carve our way through Iraq. I saw how many of our bravest patriots were pushing
Why are the experts always retarded? It's like all the time.
As a consequence of that war. I went to their funerals. I visited their grave sites. I saw the true cost of a flawed regime change war in the Middle East. The problem is we had no plan to get out. Iraq cost America $3 trillion, and this distraction and disaster aided in both the rise of China and ISIS. Whoever was telling you that we had the ability to topple a regime in Iraq and then come out with something better was either one, lying to you, or two, so wholly ignorant about the country they were invading that their lack of knowledge or curiosity or understanding led to blood and terrorism and chaos. So as we approach the 2025 vintage of regime change wars in Iran, I wonder if those now cheerleading attacks on Iran know anything about the country they want to topple.
How many people live in Iran, by the way?
I don't know the population.
At all?
Ooh.
No, I don't know the population.
You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple?
How many people live in Iran?
Oh, man. Guys, I gotta watch this whole thing. I feel like I really have to.
92 million.
Okay.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
No, I don't know the population.
You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple?
How many people live in Iran?
92 million.
Okay.
Man, Tucker, dude, holy crap.
Yeah,
How could you not know that?
I don't sit around memorizing population tables.
Well, it's kind of relevant because you're calling for the overthrow of the government.
Why is it relevant whether it's,
because
it's 90 million or 80 million or 100 million? Why is that relevant?
Because if you don't know anything about the country...
I didn't say I don't know anything about
Okay, what's the ethnic mix of Iran?
They are Persians. And
So wait, how did this happen? How did this interview happen? Like Tucker just like, hey, you want to be on my show? And then just trolled the fuck out of him? Because like, wasn't like, I feel like weren't Ted and Tucker friendly? Like what happened? He just fucking blew him up.
Predominantly Shia. Okay, this is cute.
It's not
okay.
even...
Dude, he must be so mad, dude. Ted must be so mad at Tucker.
You don't know anything about Iran. So
Okay,
actually,
I am not the Tucker Carlson expert on Iran.
You're a senator who's calling for the overthrow of the government.
You're the one who
don't know
claims
anything about the country.
It's easy to sit in a senator's office or a perch in the Pentagon and send out tweets, press releases, and blustered statements about war. Nobody is shooting missiles at you in a Fox News studio. People barely even shoot divergent opinions at you in that myopathy. That's the comfortable
What happened,
move
dude?
in the short term. To
Freaking Tucker went like hyperbolic time chamber or something.
support regime change wars. But that comfort is not shared by those
It's like Tucker went to Marija or something.
have to go fight in these wars.
Fucking like
and
took a
die
look
in
at
them
it.
in many ways.
Holy crap, dude! I really want to watch this Tucker thing now. Oh, I want to watch it so bad. I really, really want to watch it now. You guys want to watch like, this looks so good, guys. Tucker treated him like everyone else. Yeah, of course. But then that's the problem, right? That's the problem, Julio, is they don't want to be treated like that. They want to be treated with kid gloves, like the politicians. They want it with kid gloves. You know, the media. You know, just kind of like, oh, I get exclusive access to this person. I better eat their ass. You know, that's how they all are, right? It's like, well, if I don't ask him softball questions, he won't want to be on my show anymore. So I'm gonna have to I'm just gonna have to give him the kid gloves, and that's how they act, right? Yeah, it's crazy. It's gonna be painful because I respect them both, even if at times I disagree. Yeah. I mean, but you gotta sometimes like he got wrecked, and it seems like he did at least. I mean, obviously we'll watch the whole thing like maybe on Sunday or Monday or something. But there's definitely he definitely got a lot of pushback, and I feel like the media, maybe we just got so used to the media being so lame, that like seeing something like this is like crazy. Like we watch it and we're like, holy shit, like what the hell? And like, because again, like the media just before, it was just always like, sucking off like the like politicians and stuff constantly. So it's kind of nice to see like some kind of hard hitting stuff, like someone actually trying to find out what's going on. Yeah.